Well, as they say, the hardest part is getting started. So it's kind of fitting I should start this at a Shell station. Shell stations are probably the place I stop the most while on the bike. Why? Because the bike runs really good on it. But anyway, I find myself recently, my status quo has been silence, and I just kind of, I won't say I suffer, but I just don't talk if I don't have to at this point. And I don't necessarily like that. And then my secondary default is someone does something and then I yell, and I don't like that at all. So I've been working on trying to stop both of those things, and I just don't know where to go from there. Yeah. That's it. I just don't have the words anymore. There's so much more. Just how do you put everything that goes on inside your head into words? Won't say it's too much, it's just an awful lot. I find myself having anxiety again, which I really don't like. Just even riding a freaking motorcycle, and just and it's like I forget to breathe, and then next thing I know I'm having an anxiety attack. And I generally love what I do for work, and boom, I'll be sitting in front of a grinder making an absolutely phenomenal knife, and bam, anxiety attacks. Like, where the hell does that come from? And I know I have to cut myself some slack and say, oh yeah, you know, you've been going through a lot, there's all this shit that you've been dealing with, and blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I still don't like it. I don't like anxiety attacks. I don't mind silence. I actually quite like silence. Don't like yelling. Don't like being frustrated constantly. I just feel like my emotional well is absolutely full, and I don't know how to get it empty again. You know, I've loosely tried writing, and you know, maybe I need to give that more of a go. So maybe talking, because when I try to talk to some people in my life, I literally just lose the ability to speak about emotion. My voice box will just shut down. So it's really hard to talk when you physically can't talk. So that's frustrating, adding to the pile of frustration. So maybe if I practice talking, then I'll be able to talk when it really matters. Maybe not, but I've got to do something, because I do not want to continue as I've been doing. I can't say I'm not happy. I am extremely happy, which is why, in the immortal words of my grandson, it's the contrast. I love what I do. I love having my entire family around me. My grandsons give me immeasurable joy. But then to get frustrated, and I won't say I get frustrated over the stupid stuff. typically laugh that stuff off and just whatever. Boys will be boys, kids will be kids. But the more serious stuff, I've lost the ability to look the other way and to not get frustrated. At least I know I can stop yelling and still have a civil conversation and try to get some information out there to whoever is the current cause of that frustration. But I used to not just jump to raising my voice. But man, the frustration just piled up. And I don't know how to decrease that. I mean, I work on the motorcycles regularly. I ride motorcycles regularly. I started reading like paper books again, which I love, and I get it. It's about motorcycles. But what else? Hell, I started meditating again, and that helps for, if I do it absolutely regularly a couple times a day. Yes, the anxiety lessens, but man, you miss a day, and boom, there's that anxiety again. I don't know, maybe I just need to be absolutely diligent about it. So that's what this is. This is me trying to talk more. Not about the everyday, and I won't say inconsequential. I don't like small talk anyway. Never have. But about the actual emotions that go on in my mind on a daily basis. Because there's a lot of them. And I'm not saying I'm a super sensitive guy. I'm not. You can't insult me if you try, basically. But there's a lot of emotion. I run a small business out of my house. So that's a constant source of emotional turmoil, the roller coaster. And we're expanding right now, which is where how much of the frustration and time and focus on something that I shouldn't have my hands on, because that's why we have a general contractor, but it's taken more of my time and more of my concentration and doing his job for him than I ever thought would happen. And we're a year in now, well, a year into the actual building, and I still have no idea when it will be done. The showroom should be done in the next month, but he's missed every other deadline he's given us, and there's always something else, so we'll see. So I try to breathe through things, and as Treebeard says, don't be hasty, and it's become a byline of mine, which is hilarious because I also genuinely love Lord of the Rings. So I try not to jump to conclusions and jump down people's throat and be a monkey on somebody else's back, but when someone does something really stupid, it is impossible for me at this point in time to not. And I don't like that. I like being able to take a moment and compose myself and then have an intellectual conversation about why what you just did was absolutely unacceptable. Or canceled because of the vastly inclement weather we're currently having. And then the last week, after that, being outside of the city. I live in the 5th largest city in the country, and it is oppressive to say the least. If you don't know what the 5th largest city is, it's Houston. It's huge, and the greater Houston area is even more huge than that. This vast metropolitan. The fog, I don't mind riding in fog. Some people absolutely hate this. Just because this is one of the tricks. Rain and fog. You just go over 70, and you turn your head and your visor clears. And you turn your head the other way, your visor clears. And bam. Occasionally you wipe off the GoPro lens just in cases, and you go through more fog. So as anybody besides me watches this, you'll see my head turning from left to right randomly. That's just to clear my visor. It is pretty scenery. There's occasionally a very beautiful tree. Oh look, see, pretty trees. I like to spot pretty